In this slideshow, we're going to talk about properties. And remember, they're not the ones you own. They are math rules that we can use to move things around and make math easier for ourselves. And so one of the properties is called the commutative property. In the commutative property, we should remember, and this joke hopefully helps you, that the property only works on multiplication and addition, and not on subtraction and division. So this one says, so you two work from home, huh? And these guys say, quite. We really don't like to commute. Remember that commuting means going back and forth to work and home, and the commutative property means that you can go in either direction and get the same answer. Let's take a look at some more details on the next slide. So with commutative property, only dealing in multiplication and addition, you can see that we have here 2 rows of 6 apples. And if we do 2 times 6, and we can see it's set up like an array here, we get 12. If we set up our array so that it's 6 times 2, we still get 12. So the 2 and the 6 are in the opposite order, but they still equal the same value. That's all the property means. You can look at it the same way with addition. We have 4 plus 3 equals 7. In the same way that 3 plus 4 equals 7. Addition is commutative, multiplication is commutative, but the commutative property is not true for subtraction and division. The next property we're going to look at is the associative property. The associative property is all about grouping. When you hang out with your friends, you are associating with them. You're grouping up with them. Just like in math, you can group up things that you are adding and group up things that you're multiplying. The associative property only works for addition and multiplication, just like the commutative property. So on this page, we only see addition examples, but I want you to know that you can also use the associative property for multiplication. And this is saying that you can group A and B first. So you could add A and B first, and then go ahead and add C later. And they still are the same 3 things that are getting grouped together. And the order in which you group them doesn't matter, because if you add B and C first, and then add A later, you still get the same answer. We'll look at that here is some pictures. Here we see we have 3 groups of 2 times 4. So 3 groups of 2, and there are 4 of them. So we do 3 times 2 times 4, and we get 24. But what if instead we did 2 times 4 first, 2 groups of 4 3 times. So 2 groups of 4 first, we would get 8 times 3 is still 24. So either way you group these little dots, and here's our multiplication example, you can see that you get the same exact answer. Here's another way to say it. There's the 3 and 2 being grouped times 4, which is equal to the 2 and 4 being grouped first, and then multiplying that result by 3. You can take a look at this blocks example to think about how it works for addition. We have blue blocks, pink blocks, and green blocks. If we add up the blue and the pink first, we get 8, and then we can add 4 more, and we get 12 blocks. We could also go ahead and add our pink and green blocks together first, then add our 5 blue blocks, and we still get 12. The associative property works for multiplication and addition, but it does not work for division and subtraction. The identity property, I like to say that this is all about identity theft. You're like multiplication and addition, again, it's for multiplication and division, and you are a detective and you're searching for an identity theft. Let's see if you find it. So when you're working with the identity property, you're looking for the number who won't steal your identity. So addition is innocent of property theft whenever you are adding with 0. Look at this, 3 plus 0, It's like looking in a mirror. It's just not stealing its identity. You still have 3. That doesn't work for multiplication. 0 is an identity thief in multiplication. But there is a number that you can multiply by that gives you that same number back again. And it's 1. Any number times 1. 1 is not stealing its identity. You just get the number back again. So 0 is innocent for addition, and 1 is innocent for multiplication. They are called the identity property of addition and the identity property of multiplication. Let's look at some examples. Well, here are your notes. This is page 61. So I want you to go to your notes on page 61 in your notebook, and then you're going to do the examples on that page, not examples, but problems. And here's a reminder, we can use the properties to say 2 expressions are equivalent to each other. So for example, is 5 plus 3 equivalent to 3 plus 5? And if so, why? We can take a look at this answer. Yes, they are equivalent because of the commutative property. If you're enjoying my red lightsaber. Okay, so let's go ahead and do number 1 together. You have a worksheet that you should have during this zone, and it's called Working with the Properties of Mathematics. And we're going to take a look at figuring out which property was used to make this make the statement whether these numbers are equivalent or not, or these expressions. So here we have expressions set up equal to each other, and I can see that 3 and 4 are grouped by multiplication first, and then they're multiplying that by 6. And over here I see that I have the same 3 numbers. 6 and 3 are being grouped first, and then being multiplied by 4. When I think grouping, I think associating, and when I think of associating, I think of the associative property. And when I look at the operation that is happening, I see multiplication, so I'm going to pick C, the associative property of multiplication. And you can go ahead and put that on your own copy. You can pause the video if you want. I'm going to go on to number 3. So on your paper, you're going to take a look at number 3. I wanted to do an example of each of the properties that we're talking about here. Number 3 says, which of the following does not show the commutative property of addition? So first of all, I'm looking for addition only. And so we're going to take a look at this addition problem. Here's an addition problem, and here's an addition problem. This one is multiplication. So right away I know that that one is not demonstrating the commutative property of addition. Just to check, let me see if these other things, I'm going to take away my lightsaber, and let's see, we have 5 plus x, x plus 5, those have been swapped in their order, demonstrating the commutative property. We have 3x plus 4y, 4y plus 3x, those 2 things have been swapped. A and B have been swapped, B and A have been swapped, so that is showing that that's also the commutative property. So once again, I just confirmed that B is the answer because it is not showing addition. Okay, which equation, next one, number 8. So you're going to go find number 8 on your paper, and it says, you can pause now if you need to find it. I'm going to go on. Which equation shows the identity property of multiplication? So remember, the identity property is showing me the number that I could multiply by that would not steal the identity of the number it is using in the multiplication. So let me take a look at A. A has, this is showing these 2 things are equivalent. A plus A is 3 times A. They're using an X for multiplication, whoops. So those 2 things are equivalent, but it's not showing me that I can add 0 and get the number back again, or multiply by 1 and get the number back again. So I'm going to say A is not showing me the identity property of multiplication. Let's look at B. I see that I have some things grouped and then being multiplied by it, a number outside of it. And then I see that, oh, it looks like the distributive property was used here. A times B, A times B, A times C, A times C. So that's not going to demonstrate the identity property of multiplication. Let's go on to C. I see A plus B has been grouped plus 9. And then I see that 9 plus B have been grouped and then added to A. And so that's showing me the associative property, not the identity property. So D is left, and it's showing me A times 1. And A times 1 does equal A. So that is showing me the identity property of multiplication. A's identity has not been thieved. And so I know that, D is the answer to this one. Hopefully you got those 3. Please go ahead and complete the rest of your worksheet using your notes on page 61.